Hey sales and marketing professionals, we all say we want more website leads, but what we really want is more customers. And to turn those leads into customers, we need to use lead nurturing. Now, according to HubSpot, lead nurturing produces up to 50% more qualified and sales-ready leads at 33% lower cost. That sounds like a winning strategy to me. So in this video, we're going to walk through how you apply lead nurturing to your online marketing plan, and we're even going to walk through some example emails that you can use to help turn those leads into customers. This is part 7 in your online marketing plan for manufacturers, and man, have we come a long way. So in part 1, we did a big overview of these are all the components that need to go into your online marketing plan. Part 2, we touched on SMART goals and the metrics that really matter. Part 3, we got into your buyer personas. Who are these best buyers that you have that you'd love to have more of? And in part 4, we walked through each of the personas' buyer's journey, understanding from their awareness stage, consideration stage, to decision stage, that process they go through when they first realize they have a problem, ultimately moving through their buying process until they make a buying decision. And then in part 5, we looked at how do we attract that best buyer to your website using content, social media. We even laid out a 3-month plan with specifics on what we're going to do in our online marketing plan to drive more quality traffic to your website. Part 6, we looked at how do we take these new website visitors that we're getting and convert them into leads using things like premium content offers. And then how do we start the lead nurturing process through kind of an automated thank you email to get the ball rolling. But in this video, we're going to look at how do we take these new leads that we're generating, move them through their buyer's journey, hopefully at a faster rate, until they're ready to buy. Because again, not all of your website leads are going to submit an RFQ or the contact us button. In fact, a very small number of them are going to use those two options. Most of them are going to land on your website trying to do research. So they're going to consume your content and hopefully be educated, and then we can convert them into leads that way. Again, refer to the previous video for the steps that we're going to use to convert your website visitors into leads. Now, if you've learned anything in this video series, it should be that today's buyer definitely has a different buying process than they did 10 years ago, right? They do a ton of research up front before they reach out to any salesperson. They want to understand their problem fully, they want to understand their options and make sure that they're making a good buying decision. So in that buyer's journey, we really laid out the fact that in the awareness stage and the consideration stage, most of the time these website visitors are looking for education, not a sales pitch. And so with the buyer's journey, you're getting leads through your website that are very early stage buyers. They're in their consideration stage, kind of weighing their options, and some leads that are ready to buy now. So how do we handle this variety of leads? Well, it starts with having a really strong understanding of the conversion opportunities on your website, so that contact us, the RFQ, a premium offer download, those conversion paths and the conversion opportunities all have to have some alignment with your persona's buyer's journey. So if it's an RFQ or a contact us, they're probably in their decision stage. If they're downloading a really high-level educational piece of content, they're probably in their awareness stage. So having that context and understanding where the lead is coming from, right? So if they're downloading an awareness stage offer, they landed on your website, they read an awareness stage blog. They then followed through and downloaded an ebook that's really targeted towards the awareness stage. You have a pretty solid understanding that this lead is in their awareness stage. And so nurturing them through to the consideration stage should be your next goal. Now, if they are in their awareness stage, the last thing you want to do is try and move them to a sales-ready lead right away. Some of them will jump there on their own, but chances are they would rather have some educational content and further support to get them to the point where they're ready to buy. And that's where lead nurturing comes in. Lead nurturing is the process of supporting an early stage lead, think awareness stage, consideration stage lead, through automated touch points, often emails, with supportive content to hopefully move them through their buying journey closer to being sales ready and ready to make a decision. All along the way, trying to further qualify these leads so that we have better context around their issues, their problems, and how we can help them solve them. Lead nurturing goes by several names. So if you're doing research online around lead nurturing, you might look for things like marketing automation or autoresponders or marketing drip campaigns, but those names all kind of funnel into lead nurturing, the act of really trying to support a lead through their buyer's journey until they're ready to make a buying decision. So you might recall from our last video, we used our pillar page as an awareness stage piece of content to try and generate the lead. And once they opted in and they downloaded that PDF version of our pillar page, we automated a thank you email to them saying, hey, thank you for downloading this PDF version. Here's your link to it. And oh, and by the way, this other piece of content or this other resource might be helpful to you. Now that was step one in the lead nurturing process. So we automated an email off to them, and again, that was step one. But our communication with them shouldn't stop there, right? We've got a lead. We've got somebody who has expressed some interest. If they're in the awareness stage, it may not be buying interest at this point, but they're at least researching something relevant to us. So what we need to do is continue that process of sending automated emails, especially if they're in the awareness stage, through marketing automation. So for example, a couple days later, we may want to follow up with an automated email that says something along the lines of, hey, personalized lead name, a couple days ago you downloaded an ebook on fill in the topic. I just wanted to touch base real quick and see if you had a chance to read it. If so, did it answer your questions? And if not, I'd be happy to help. Also, many folks that download this ebook have also have questions around, topic number 2, a consideration stage offer, fill in the blank there. Here's a link to another ebook we created with a ton of helpful information on that topic. Regards, your name. And this is just a personal email that's automated to them, coming from, maybe a business development rep at your company, and it's just offering to help. Notice some key points here. This email was not a sales email. This email was a how can I help you and be supportive of your research process, right? We offered additional education. We offered to answer any questions that they have, and we tried to bait them into downloading a consideration stage offer, see if we can move them from awareness stage to consideration stage. So now we've sent 2 automated emails to them, and our goal here is simply to get them to either respond to you or take advantage of that second premium offer that you offered them, so that we can gain some more insight around the issues or the problems that they're trying to solve. They may email you right back and say, hey, I'm interested in XYZ part that you might be able to make for us. And if that's the case, great. But many of them will either ignore this email or they'll take the next step. Now, using our CRM, which hopefully is integrated with this whole process, and if you're using HubSpot, it most definitely will be, we can wait a couple more days and automate a 3rd email using some conditional things, such as, if this lead went ahead and downloaded that consideration stage offer, we should follow up with a similar type of email. Hey, great, I'm happy that other resource seemed helpful for you. Did you end up getting your questions answered? Is there anything I can help you with? Also, here's a consideration stage topic number 3 that you might want to consider, or maybe you try and reach out to them and show them a decision stage offer that might be beneficial to them. Again, the idea is we're automating touch points to try and move them through their buyer's journey. Now, this isn't always going to happen in a week's time, right? A lot of manufacturer sales cycles are months, if not years at a time. So you have to express some patience and start by dating slowly with them, and don't ask them to marry you right away. Now, if they didn't take the bait and download the consideration stage offer or respond to the email, wait a couple days, follow up, and maybe express and acknowledge the fact that you may have missed what they are researching. So you could send them an email that says something like, hey, lead name, I'm checking back in with you to see if you got my last email. I noticed that you didn't respond and haven't downloaded, title of the second topic that you offered. I just want to make sure that you're getting all the information you need. I may have misinterpreted what you're researching. Here's a guide to topic number 3, fill in the blank, that might be helpful if your situation is more fill in the blank for, a common situation that your leads have. Hope this helps. Thanks, Donnie. Again, I'm just trying to be helpful here. I'm not trying to sell them directly. So we're trying to start a conversation, and hopefully they're going to engage with this content. Now, when they do, they're going to land on a landing page, and we can use something like that we mentioned in a previous video, progressive profiling, to ask them a different set of questions. We already have their name, we already have their email address, and whatever was on the form that they filled out to download their first premium offer when they turned into a lead. So using progressive profiling, maybe we should ask them a different set of questions to help further qualify them. Now, I recommend sending anywhere from 3 to 5 emails. After a while, there's the law of diminishing returns, right? You can automate an email to them every couple days for 3 months, but the effect of that is probably going to be negative from the lead standpoint. So I recommend sending a breakup email at the end of your workflow, just to hopefully get them to stop putting off whatever problem they're trying to solve, or get them to at least start some sort of dialogue. And your breakup email can go something like this. Hi lead, I hope all is well. It's been a couple weeks since you've downloaded, provide the title to whatever resource they downloaded. I hope it was helpful and you've been able to answer the questions that you had. Since I haven't heard back, I'll assume you're all set. I won't follow up again unless I hear back from you. Thanks, Donnie. So this type of email is, it's sensitive to the fact that they may have already solved their problem, or they just don't have time to follow up with you right now. And so you're just letting them know that you're going to stop pestering them until they reach back out to you directly, or maybe they download something else, and then you start the lead nurturing process again. A lot of times this will elicit at least a response to say, hey, I've been getting your emails, just super busy, or I've been sidetracked with another issue, follow up again with me in 2 months. So then you at least have some engagement and some task that comes out of that to stay in front of this lead. Now this example we've been talking about is for a lead that's in their awareness stage. The consideration stage is very similar, but the resources you might want to suggest or recommend to them should be around the consideration stage. If they're comparing a couple options, or that your option, whatever you provide, your solution, is oftentimes compared to another solution provider, you may want to try and provide them some resources around weighing the pros and cons of each of them. Now, if your lead is more decision stage ready, then you might want to be more direct and more forward. Provide them maybe with a testimonial or a case study about how you really helped one of your clients save millions of dollars. In the decision stage, I would also recommend maybe using your automation to set a task for a business development rep or a salesperson to connect on LinkedIn, not just with that person, but maybe some of their colleagues at their company, just to show some proactivity and reach out. Now, when all of these pieces work together and are stored in your CRM, this gives your salespeople and your sales team tremendous insight into each lead's context. So they can see all of the touch points that have happened, the content that they've engaged with, and really have a good idea when they reach for the phone and they reach out to this lead, what it is they're researching, what their potential problems could be, and also how they might be able to help them, which is going to save the lead a lot of time, and it's going to hopefully allow the salesperson to add a lot of value for that lead. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, how does this lead nurturing technically work, right? And just like in other steps of the process, I highly recommend HubSpot. We use HubSpot here at Protocol Lady. Most of our clients use HubSpot as well. The workflow tool within the HubSpot toolset allows you to send and schedule these automated emails, and it even allows you to set up things like branching, like we discussed earlier, where if the lead engaged with a second piece of content, follow up with them in this manner. If not, follow up with them in this manner. It also allows you to automate tasks for your salespeople, so that assignment of a task to connect with them on LinkedIn, or if it's a decision stage lead or somebody we think is qualified to buy, automate a task to a salesperson to pick up the phone and call them. And so the HubSpot tool set is probably the most integrated one that we've ever seen and used, and really the most intuitive. If you can't do HubSpot for whatever reason, there are other options. I've mentioned WordPress with plugins before. Something like MailChimp integrated with Forms would work to allow you to send those automated follow-up emails, as well as a little bit of a workflow. It's just going to be clunkier than an all-inclusive platform like HubSpot. Now, as far as timing goes with your online marketing plan, you'll recall by the end of month 1, you were to have your pillar page done and set up in PDF format as a lead generation or conversion opportunity. So by the end of month 1, you have to have that initial follow-up email, the thank you email. Thank you for downloading this PDF. Do you have any questions? Oh, and here's a potential secondary offer that you might like. I would say by the middle of month 2, you really need to have 3 to 5 additional follow-up emails in place for lead nurturing purposes. So hopefully you see how lead nurturing helps you stay in front of and connect with leads that are early stage buyers, gain further qualification around them. This is going to help your salespeople close more of these website leads into customers, which we said earlier. That's really the primary goal. Get these leads, turn them into customers. So if you like this video, click the thumbs up and subscribe below.